What is up? What is up, guys? This is not the normal time that I would record a podcast. it's uh it's been a day. So, guys, it's been really hard for me to continue this podcast because I feel like I have nothing to say recently, and it's been interesting. And I always say interesting. That's a stupid word. It's been hard. I try not to say that things are hard. um, just because it's all about perspective and the way that you look at things and talk about things. But I feel like there's a certain level of imposter syndrome that I face while doing this podcast, and it's just like I feel like I have nothing to talk about after 20 episodes. So it's been really interesting, but I think, and there it is again. It's been really interesting. Um, Guys, I just got off a call with someone I work with, and we were talking about what differentiates successful people from the people who aren't succeeding in life, like the people who are struggling. And and guys, it simply boils down to passion. It's like how much are you willing to do? And I wrote a personal mission statement a while back that it basically says, and this is the last part of it, but it basically says, I choose to operate from a space of law and abundance, never confusion and scarcity. I'm going to say that one more time because I stuttered. But it says that I choose to operate from a space of law and abundance, never confusion and scarcity. And basically, what that means is, I mean, it's all in line with what I've been saying all along. And that is that success is our natural state, and really what holds us back from being who we need to be and doing the things that we need to do is fear, doubt, anger, hate, all of the low frequency emotions that truly are just Satan having dominion over who you are. And that's confusion and scarcity, right? That is coming from a space of holding on to things and not fully understanding what the next step is, right? Whereas law and abundance is clarity, right? So when you have clarity and you have a vision a and passion for what you're doing, it becomes a whole lot easier. And that's simply because it's universal law. Like, you're in line with abundance if you have a vision and you have that passion, right? And what I've found throughout my life is the only times that I've fallen into scarcity are the times that I don't have the vision anymore. Like, I'm not connected to what the true vision is. And it's hard because that's the point where you don't know where you're going to go in this life. Like you get very nearsighted. Like you're almost in fight or flight because you don't know like what tomorrow is going to bring, or what the 2 year plan or 5 year plan or 10 year plan is anymore. And so you just fall into this state of holding on to everything, whether that be money, your car, your house, your family, like, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to hold on to things. It's okay to have things, but you can't let them have dominion over who you are. That's the difference, right? And that's one thing that I said on this call is like I love my car, right? Don't get me wrong, I love my car, but like if my car was taken away tomorrow, if it was crashed, totaled, stolen, like if anything had happened to it, I immediately would just be like, dang, that sucks. And then I'd move on, get a new car. Like, it literally does not hold any weight, or it doesn't hold anything over my head. You know what I mean? So it's just simply that I'm so unattached because the reason for that is because of my vision in life, right? My vision is not to have a cool car, right? If your vision is to have a cool car, one, you're not dreaming big enough, but two, you're putting your, I don't know, yeah. Um, my vision is so big that once I get there, I'm gonna have 20 cars. I'm gonna have 40 cars. Like it won't even matter. Like the little things that you think are problems along the way are going to be so minuscule in terms of the bigger picture. And so that's the thing. And that is law and abundance, right? Law and abundance versus confusion and scarcity. Law and abundance is having a vision and knowing that whatever the path is to get to that goal, it's going to be okay, right? Like that's what people don't get is like if my goal, say and this was my personal goal, right? I haven't set a number to it yet, and maybe I need to, right? But say if my goal is to change 1 million people's lives through fitness, right? It doesn't matter what the journey is to that. Like I could do it through in-person coaching, I could do it through online coaching, I could do it through one-on-one coaching, I could do it through writing a book, I could do it through like whatever. Like it literally doesn't matter. But if I hit that goal, then the abundance that comes from it, right? The money, the accolades, like all the stuff, and like that's what, and I'm not saying it's all about money, right? But my point being, if you hit that million, if you hit whatever your big audacious vision is, I'm going to say that again because I stutter. If you hit that big audacious goal, then nothing along the, like none of these little things matter at all. Like I look back and I like after going through a divorce, after like losing all my like I've lost cars and I've lived in my aunt's basement and like all the crap, and it's just like now I look at where I am, and you look like I look back and it's just like wow, like that didn't even matter. As much as I thought that it was like the biggest, the hardest thing that I had ever done in my whole life, the hardest thing I had to overcome, and how bad it was, and all this stuff, like it simply was nothing compared to the life I live now. Like, and that's what it is. Law and abundance versus confusion and scarcity, guys. Confusion and scarcity keeps you broke. It keeps you in a state of holding on to everything, keeps you in a state of not being able to see the bigger picture in this life, guys. That's what it is. So, law and abundance versus confusion and scarcity, guys. And I'm going to keep saying it because I want this to truly sink in. But if you have no idea of a bigger picture of your life, then you will always default to stressing about the smallest things. And here's another fun fact. The human mind loves to find things to stress about, and it doesn't differentiate the level of stress, right? You could be on level 1 of stress, or you could be on level 10 of stress, right? And level 1 being like, oh, well, I don't know, I can't afford groceries this week, right? And that's a little stressful, right? Or you could be freaking Jeff Bezos and you could be like, well, Amazon's going to go belly up if I don't figure out this problem tonight, right? Like right now. And that's the thing is like level 1 of stress is like your stress affects one single person because you won't be able to eat, right? But level 10 stress, like if Amazon was to go belly up, there's like hundreds of thousands of people who like would have huge issues. Like there would be the stock market, right? There would be the employees, there would be all the people who would lose their job, their admin, like. So my point being that stress is inevitable. You are going to be stressed. That is human nature to be stressed. What level do you want to be stressed at? Do you want to be stressed at level 1? Oh, I can't put gas in my car. Or do you want to be stressed at level 10 where it's like, I don't know, Elon Musk, right? Like, what problems do you think that guy solves? And if he doesn't solve said problems, then his company goes belly up and investors lose money and employees lose jobs, and like and I guarantee he's not even thinking about that. Like that's another thing is he probably doesn't even care about that. What he probably cares about is forwarding the human race, right? Is like taking the human race to the next level. And if you listen to Elon, like that's always what he's talking about. So my point being is like he has this vision of where he thinks humanity needs to go, and he doesn't care what amount of stress or hardship he has to go through. He wants to get there, right? And that's law and abundance, right? That is the clarity aspect of having a vision. Whereas, you know, so many people fall into that scarcity where it's like, oh, well, I can't pay my bills. Like, yes, paying bills is important, but it's also a level one stress. Like, it's literally the least amount of stress that you will ever face in the progression of being a human. You know, because like you have level one, which is like you, level two, which is like your family, level three, like I don't know, I haven't written these out, but you get my point. Like maybe employees, and then four, it's like I don't know, but more and more people are involved in you showing up and producing as you go up. So what's the level of stress, right? Like what's the level of problems that you can solve? And the thing is like your success in this life will always be directly correlated to the amount of stress that you can handle. So if you can't handle high levels of stress, then you will never be able to handle you'll you will never be able to achieve high levels of success. And that's the thing, guys. So, law and abundance, never confusion and scarcity. And if you're feeling stressed, and if you're feeling down, if you don't have a vision, just always remember that. Law and abundance. I operate with clarity, right? Sit down and figure out what like if there was one thing that they could write on your grave, right? At the end of your life, what is that thing? Right? And I guarantee like for me, right? Fitness, right? Changed a million lives through fitness, right? Put that on my grave. I'm the person who did that. Everything else in life other than like the things that matter most, right? Family members, that type of stuff. Every hardship that I had to endure to achieve that is irrelevant because that's the thing. Like what's the price to pay to impact a million people's lives in the way that you found meaningful in the world? That's like that's literally the ultimate goal of being a human is to have a problem, figure out the solution and deliver it to the world. And that's the progression. Like if you like that's what you do in this life. So I don't know if there's a price that's too high to make it to that, guys. So my point being that if if you're struggling, if you're stuck in that confusion and scarcity, ask yourself that question. What is my goal? Like, where am I going in my life? If there's one thing that I could put on my grave, and what is the journey to get there, right? Or and not even maybe not even that. And what's the price that I'm willing to pay to get there, right? And those two things, like for me, I've almost paid every price already. That's the thing. I've already lost a wife. I've already lost a stepdaughter. I've already lost a fiance. I've already lived in my aunt's basement, lost my car. Like I've already went through all of this stuff. I've starved into bodybuilding shows. I've invested thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars into being like building the infrastructure that is Sovereign Lifestyle now. And that's what people don't get. It's like, what's the price that you're willing to pay? And if you're not willing to pay the price, then the goal doesn't like the goal's not big enough. The goal doesn't like maybe it's not right for you, you know? So find that thing that gets you up in the morning, that gets you out of bed, that like if there's one thing that we could remember you for and like one thing that you could achieve throughout your entire life, what is that thing? And it needs to get you fired up. Like it needs to burn. Like you need to be willing to give anything. And And that's law and abundance, guys. So, anyways, guys, law and abundance, confusion and scarcity. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, do all this stuff, whatever. We will catch you guys later.